You know, thousands of years ago, one city held just untold riches. And it wasn't because of gold mines or lush forests. It was because its people understood the unbreakable laws of money. Today, we're going to unlock that 4,000-year-old formula from Babylon. We're going to translate its ancient parables into a modern strategy for building your own wealth. So let's kick things off with a central paradox.
Okay, so let's just dive right into the central mystery here. How in the world did Babylon, a city built in a harsh, unforgiving desert with basically no natural resources, become the wealthiest city in the ancient world? Well, the answer lies in a mindset that, frankly, we seem to have completely forgotten.
I mean, just look at this contrast. It's pretty wild. Ancient Babylon had almost nothing to work with, yet they created immense wealth. Now, fast forward to today. We have global markets, endless information right at our fingertips, yet millions of people are living paycheck to paycheck, just one emergency away from total ruin. So you have to ask, what did they know that we don't?
The entire Babylonian philosophy really kicks off with one foundational principle. It's a simple idea, but it's a profound shift in how you think about the money you earn, and it is the absolute first step toward any kind of financial freedom.
And there it is, 8 simple words that form the core idea of this entire system. Seriously, think about it. When you get paid, where does the money go? You pay your landlord, you pay the grocery store, you pay the bank, you pay literally everyone, except yourself. If you spend every dime you make, you're basically a slave working for other people's profit. Real wealth building only begins the moment you decide to pay yourself first.
And get this, the Babylonians were very specific. This is the non-negotiable amount. For every single dollar that comes into your wallet, at least 10 cents of it is yours to keep. Not what's left over at the end of the month. Nope, the first 10% is yours. Period.
This chart just breaks it down perfectly. You can live, and live perfectly well, on 90% of your income. That other 10%? It's not a leftover, it's the seed. It's the seed from which your entire tree of wealth is going to grow. Day to day, you'll barely even notice it's gone, but over time, it compounds into a fortune. So the key takeaway here is this. It's not about how much you earn, it's all about the gap between what you earn and what you keep. This rule forces that gap to exist.
Now, if you're feeling stretched thin, you might be thinking, how is this even possible? Well, the Babylonians understood a principle that modern economists call Parkinson's law, or what you might know as lifestyle creep. You get a raise, what happens? You buy a nicer car, you eat at fancier restaurants. Your desires just naturally expand to meet your income. The Babylonians knew that you have to draw a hard line in the sand between your true needs and your infinite desires.
All right, so saving that 10%, that's your defense. But to get truly wealthy, you need an offensive strategy. You have to make your savings grow into a fortune. And believe me, the Babylonians had a really powerful way of thinking about this.
This right here is basically the ancient blueprint for compound interest. They looked at every single coin you save as a worker, or a golden slave. And when you invest that coin, it goes to work for you. The interest it earns, well, those are the children of your worker. And pretty soon, those children start working for you too. Your goal is to build an entire army of money that works for you 24/7, whether you're sleeping, sick, or on vacation.
And this is so important. Saving your 10% is absolutely critical, but if you just let it sit in a vault or, a modern-day checking account, it's dead. It's just losing its value to inflation over time. You have to deploy your capital, turn it into working capital, and give it a job to do.
But of course, deploying your army comes with risk. And the Babylonians had a timeless rule for managing it, summed up in this fantastic parable. So there's this young man, right? He gives all his savings to a brickmaker to buy rare jewels, hoping he'll make a massive profit. But the brickmaker knows nothing about jewels and gets tricked into buying worthless glass, completely wiping out the young man's life savings.
The lesson for us today could not be clearer. Don't take financial advice from your broke friends. Don't throw your life savings into some speculative scheme because a guru on the internet promised a 500% return. The #1 rule of investing is to protect your principal. You only seek counsel from people with a proven track record of success in the exact field you're investing in.
Okay, so we've covered the practical loss, but there's one final insight from Babylon, a kind of psychological element that separates the people who actually build wealth from those who just wish for it. We all know someone who just seems lucky. They're always in the right place at the right time. But the Babylonians believed that the goddess of luck doesn't just choose people at random. Nope, she has a very specific type. And here is the formula. See, luck isn't chance. It's the result of acting decisively when an opportunity shows up. Most people don't have a lack of opportunity, they have a procrastination problem. They wait, they delay, they overanalyze everything. The people who complain about bad luck are almost always the ones who hesitated when that door of opportunity swung open. Action is what pushes you forward.
So, let's put it all together. The wisdom of the wealthiest city in the ancient world can really be distilled down into a clear, actionable checklist that you can literally start applying today.
These are the 3 pillars. First, pay yourself that 10% and do it automatically. Second, control your spending. Do not fall for that lifestyle creep. And third, put that saved money to work through wise investments. Look, this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a get-rich-for-sure system. It worked 4,000 years ago, and guess what? It still works today.
The knowledge from Babylon is now yours. You understand the principles, you're prepared. The question that remains is the exact same one the Goddess of Luck asks every single day. Will you be a person of action?